you ready to discover who you came here to be? Welcome to the Human Design and Astro Club podcast. Human Design is a system and a tool that is here to empower you and show you your greatest potential. Come learn with us and discover who you really are. Hi friends, Krystle here. New year and new you, and boy, do we have some new tools for you to help you transform your life into the one you have always dreamed of. We have some new ways for you to connect with us outside of the show. So we have a free guide on tips and tricks to honoring your strategy and authority. We also have a language manual to your true self to help you understand the key terms in human design and how to apply them to reading your human design chart and also to your life. And we are so happy to announce doors are now open for the Cosmic Community, which is a no commitment or 5-month commitment package to connecting with us over in our private Facebook group. You will have the chance to connect with Leah and myself each month with our premium episodes through our Program Plus monthly forecast. There's also weekly aura energy updates, weekly tarot card pulls connected to a human design gate, monthly market shares for fellow entrepreneurs to share their work, and exclusive bonus content you will not be getting anywhere else from us. Come join the Cosmic Community to understand how to utilize the transits to your advantage and have a safe space to learn, grow, and connect. And we also have our children's class called Nurture Your Child Through Their Design. And our most popular classes are our variable mini classes, which are bite-sized, self-paced audios and guidebooks on the first 2 transformations. And if you want to stay connected with some education and love from us, join our email list and check out our website, which you can find that and every offer I just discussed down below in the show notes. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you over on our next episode. Welcome to the Human Design and Astro Club podcast. I'm Krystle.
And I'm Leah.
And this is the podcast you've been waiting for. It never. You're still
going. Oh, I was still going. You're welcome for that extra.
There was a little extra at the end there. I like play the song in my head, but sometimes you let it go a little longer than what I think it's going to be because we're dancing to nothing. I want you guys to know if you see us offbeat, we don't have any music playing. Like maybe we should one day just have the music playing. Also, I want to say Dave really wants to make our music.
Oh, we're waiting on it. Where are you, Dave?
Already tried.
What are you doing?
He did. So he did attempt to do a new intro for us, like the beginning part that I talk at, but it was a no. He's like, here's your bing bong. Cause I'm like, I want it to be like kind of a binaural beat.
Yeah.
And it was not that. He has not perfected it yet. He's a 6'2", so there is a lot of times for 6 lines, some trial and error when they first try something new. And that goes for really anybody, but I feel like the 3rd line and the 6th line kind of know that you kind of have to allow, like I feel like the 2nd lines, and like he is a 2nd line, but it's, it's a different mixture than combination than yours. But I feel like 2nd line, sometimes you guys just get it on the first go a lot of times. But for 6/2s, I've noticed that a lot of times there is a little bit of bumps, a little more bumps at the beginning, like a 2/4 or a 5/2 or 2/5. a little bit different. But I
Yeah.
noticed for the 6-2, a lot of times there's a little bit more of a trial and error at the beginning.
He'll get it.
He'll
I'm
get it.
excited.
I know he'll get it. I mean,
Yeah.
he did great for he also, if you guys didn't know, all the music on the Human Design Diaries is my husband. I did
Yay.
not give
Shout out.
him, probably should give him some credit maybe
We should
there
have
at
put
the end.
we should have put a credit at the end for him.
We should put it maybe for the next one, we'll have to put a
Next
credit at the end. Sorry, Dave. He also thinks we only talk about him on the podcast.
one.
I'm
'Cause
like,
you-
like, you are such a defined heart.
yeah.
Um, we talk about you not every episode, and it's for a brief period of time because we're
Yeah. It's
actually doing other things on here, Dave.
not the whole time. That's so funny.
But anywho, welcome to the podcast. If you're new here, clearly you can see this is a podcast for a bunch of weirdos. That is who we invite on here. If you're a weirdo, come join us. We welcome you with open arms. All right.
Mhm.
And so, this particular episode, if you're catching us on this one, if you see anytime you see the program in a title before you listen to an episode, or if you're watching us on YouTube, hello, YouTubers. So, the program is basically we travel through the week together and we talk about the transits through human design, astrology, and tarot. Now, the program is like as if we're in a like because we live in the matrix. Clearly, this is not real. I say this on every single episode because I never know. People are constantly finding us. I want to make sure that people understand what we're talking about on here. So, excuse me for all of you human design astro clubbers that have been here for a while and you're like you say this every week. I do because I also need to remind you and also to all the new people, hi, how are you? So we live in an assimilation. This is not real, and you can either imagine that we're either in a giant movie or a giant TV show, and it's like what episode, what program are we tuning into this week? And so our focus for the program is usually the sun and the earth gates. So when I say this is what we're focusing on, I'm referring to the sun. And when I say this is what we're grounding ourselves in, I am referring to the earth. So you can follow along with the human design transits if you would like. Because some people are not familiar with the gates or the channels or the centers, I try to give a brief overview on everything and not get too specific on the gates and channels because I've noticed in the past from actually talking to a lot of our members when we used to be on Clubhouse, people would say it would get confusing and it was too much information because I also have gate 9, the gate of detail, and that's my conscious Mercury. So I have to be careful to only pull the detail that is going to be digestible out with a harmony with my 4426 and my gate 9 so that they both are working together and I'm not saying too much that you're like what, but
Mhm.
I might a little bit today because this is the biggest, like I'm gonna say it, this is the biggest week of the year. Leah already said we should probably tell them to get your notepad out. I know,
Yeah.
Andy, if you're watching this right now, because I know you watch us on YouTube, if you're watching us, I already know you have your notepad out, but make sure you have a bunch of paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stacks.
Just like stacks of
Or
paper.
like one of those big, like the ones that you do the classes with, the big notepad that has like the
Oh,
flip
I
over
have that.
thing.
Yeah,
Start.
that might be
Go
the
grab that.
notepad you need. That's what you need. The giant notepad that's like the size of your body or taller. For me, it's taller because I'm like 2 feet tall. Uh, oh boy. We gotta crack jokes on ourselves because that's the only way to live. Um Anywho, there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, and I feel like I lost most of it. I don't even know. We're obviously in the past. We're in last week, and my mom is currently here. She might be able to hear me. I think she's still sleeping because she's like a teenager at this point. I feel like I'm her mother, but I've always felt that way. I've always felt like I was kind of her mom. I'm pretty sure in a past life I was her mother. Um, and she has the channel of struggle. She's a 2-4 emotional manifesting generator, and she is the sweetest person you will ever meet. But she has two waves, the channel of emoting and then the channel of community. as some as somebody that has an open solar plexus, it could be torture.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had a lot of conflict in the past because of that, because it's a lot on my system. And then like I've noticed, and we kind of had a few talks this week about this. She doesn't realize, and I feel like defined throats, specifically manifesting generators and manifestors, do not realize the impact that their words have on other people. This is something that we discussed in my stories that people really seem to engage with. And I'm sorry that hopefully at this point I've come back to share the rest. I haven't had time because of all the stuff I have going on this week. I have to be in response, and I haven't been in response to come back yet to finish that story on weaponizing people's designs. Now, if that's something that you would like me to make a podcast episode on or do a live, can you shoot me a DM and let me know if that's something you would like me to talk about? I'm gonna try to do it in the most loving way that I could possibly do, but sometimes love is a tough love.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where that goes. We never know where my open throat's gonna take any of us. I don't know myself. So so we'll see. But back to my mom. It's been a a trying time this week. I knew the thing is it would have been a lot worse if I didn't know about the transits.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been like we would have actually physically, not physically, sorry.
Fist
My mom
fights.
and
No,
I
I'm just kidding.
never have gotten into a physical altercation. I don't know. I didn't mean to say go physical. Uh, maybe there's a lot of heaviness in me right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just bear with me. I'm so sorry. Um, but yeah, it's been a trying time. And without the transits, it would have been worse. There would have been probably screaming, to be honest, because that's what used to happen in the past. We're both defined hearts. So yeah, I try to tread lightly, but she also makes choices that then I know what the result's gonna be, and it happens every single fucking time. When a 1-3 tells you you're about to run into a fire, like maybe give it a go and listen to them and give it a shot. Be like, you
Yeah.
know what? Maybe you do know. I know that I'm your daughter. My mom always like, well, you're my daughter. Well, now she can't say that so much because I'm an old lady. Okay. Mom, I'm an old lady. I've always been wise, but now I'm wiser. So just maybe listen once in a while. Once in a while. I keep telling her, stop drinking these. Like she's never been much of a drinker, but I think with my brother and some other stuff, like she's not like a drinker, but she'll like have drinks and they really mess with her stomach. She also
Mm-hmm.
loves sour mix, which
Oh gosh,
yeah, your
I
face right.
can't even drink that anymore. Ugh.
Yeah. So just imagine what happens after that when you have, kind of a like I don't even know what the word is to say. Like
Like,
just have like if you have like tummy issues, let's just
yeah.
say that. If you have tummy issues,
Alcohol in
alcohol,
general is
alcohol,
not good.
yeah, alcohol and sour mix specifically, um, might not be the best thing. I mean, do whatever you want. Like, and I keep go ahead, do it. If that's what you need to
Yeah.
experiment with, go ahead and do it. But no, you'll pay the price the next day. And she keeps paying the price the next day. But this
Yeah.
is it's like I'm laughing, but it's not even remotely funny. I have an open solar plexus, so I'm not good at handling this.
It
this
comes it comes out in laughter only
it
because it's
does.
like, what else can you really do?
Seriously.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Plus with the channel of struggle, she's like, let me just see how much I can torture myself.
I think yeah, and I think everyone that has the channel struggle can kind of attest to that. I would imagine. I can only imagine because I don't know everybody in this world. So I can only imagine that you probably all can relate to that. I mean, we both have half the channel of struggle.
Mhm.
And I see when something is going to be a hard fight because we don't have gate 38, we only have the 28. I'm like, no. I'm just
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not. Like, I think in the past I would dive into the struggle of it more, and fail. But now when I see, I'm like, that's gonna be a fight. I'm
Hmm.
like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's such a good point. Because both the boys have the 38, right? And Corinna, my youngest, has the 38. And I can see when we're in the middle of it.
Yep.
And I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yep,
Like,
that's what
I
the
say that
28 will
all the
say.
time.
What's the
Why?
purpose? The 28 says what's the purpose?
Yeah.
And the 38 will say, I'll fucking fight the shit out of
I'll
you.
fight you to the end of
I'll
time.
fight you till the death. Because the
Yeah.
28 is the fear of death. And so I'm like, oh no, I'm not
Oh
I'm,
no.
I'm not gonna be on the floor for this one. No, 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 ma'am. No, sir. I'm
No,
not
well,
doing that.
especially with kids, it's like, we're fighting over like, I don't know, how much
Really,
to eat
really
for
silly,
dinner.
really silly things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Milo, because he's innocence, I feel like, and some other stuff, but I see this a lot with innocence. And because he's not super conditioned yet. And I hope that because I'm really trying to help him see like how he actually operates, that
Mhm.
hopefully it'll kind of like even out the conditioning whole experience throughout life. And hopefully he'll one day let me read for him. I've told him that. And also my other one, but I can't really talk to him about that yet because he's only 3.
Yeah.
Um, but I I see where Milo really understands how he operates, and I keep just reaffirming it. Like, this is, yep, that's correct. This is you. And I feel like if you have this information for your children, it is to their benefit for you to let them know when they are in their correctness, so that that is something they can always come home to. And if you
Hmm.
need help with that, we do have a class. I'm going to plug ourselves real quick here because we haven't talked about this in a while. And maybe you don't know. Maybe you're new here and you don't know all the classes we offer. We have a kids class, um, called Nurturing Your Child Through Their Design. And you can head to the description down below to human design astro.com. Human design, right? Human design astro.com.
Hmm.
That's our website, right? Because sometimes I get it confused with our Instagram handle and I'm like,
Right.
no, wait, that's not, there's no club in that one. So humandesignastro.com, and you can look at all the classes we have. We also have classes on variables, kids class. We have a user manual to your true self, which is the language of human design, and also visuals for you to see where all of like, let's say if you want to know what each center is, if you want to know what the magnetic monopole is, all the languaging, and then we show you where it's located in the body graph. And you can pick that up in our store on humandesignastro.com. There's a lot happening over there, and there's more coming. We are
Hmm.
about to put out, uh, we're about to open doors, excuse me, to our variable intensive color code variable intensive, which I know a bunch of you are excited about. So
Yay.
just make sure you're on our email list too. Make sure you're on our email list because we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. I also have my workshop on candle magic, crystal grids, and human design. So
Hmm.
if you'd like that, you could also purchase that. That's still available. And we kick off on the 25th, which is that this week?
Saturday. So your tickets close on Friday, the 24th, right?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
stores close on the 24th for our workshop, our magic workshop. Like, looking at, this is our calendar, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
If you want to, you get this every month, and our members are kind of obsessed with it because it just makes
Hmm.
life easier. I
Yeah.
have it on here. I also have it on my phone. Like, and I, again, and I still never know what day it is.
Never. Yeah.
Just like,
That one's only in the cosmic community, which is April 1st that opens.
yeah, the cosmic community will open doors again on April 1st. We close doors every third day of the month. And then we reopen on the first of every month. And just so that we can nurture the people that are currently in the community. And a lot of our majority of our members are 5 monthers, meaning they purchased the package. So you get 4 months and then you get one for free if you purchase the package. I can't
Yay.
package. Sorry. I try to say things sometimes too fast. People are like, I can't grasp the cadence of your voice. There is none. That's why. I don't have one. I
Mhm.
am whoever I'm with at the moment. And sometimes it's super slow or super fast. It also sometimes will depend on coffee in combination
Yeah.
of all of that. So if
Yeah.
that happens, then I start talking at a rate that maybe you might not understand. And it's just words flowing out. I do this a lot when I do readings. I start channeling and then I'm like, blah, 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 I'm like, did you catch that? I'm like, you'll get the recording. So don't worry.
Yeah. It makes it fun to edit where I'm like, okay, she's going to take a breath here, right? And it's
No,
like, just keeps
I don't.
going. I'm like, okay, I'll wait till the end of that paragraph.
Yes, paragraph. I speak paragraphs
It's paragraphs.
in seconds.
Hmm.
Sorry, my nose is getting a little runny, and we're just gonna deal with me wiping my nose. Deal with it, okay? So, anyways, okay, I know because I know I do the majority of the talking on here because I'm an open throat, and Leah's a projector with a defined throat. If you guys didn't know, and so she prefers to just watch me be a crazy person. But what's
I
going on
talk
with
when
you?
I talk when I feel like I have some sort of input to to say, I guess. I don't really know. I like to sit and observe people anyway. This is my normal conversation is really not a lot of conversation on my end unless
Yeah.
it's like I have stuff that I really need to get out. Like my husband will notice like he's like, geez, you just sent me like 600 text messages this morning. And then I'm like radio silent the rest of the day because I got it all out. And then I have nothing else to say because it was just
Hmm,
a purge of words.
interesting.
Hmm.
I don't operate that way at all.
No.
It's interesting to look at the opposite end.
Hmm.
So,
Although some defined throats, like we've talked about, like manifesting generators, can talk a lot more or
I think,
seem like they talk a lot
yeah,
more.
I think a lot of sacral, I'm not saying non emotionals don't do that too, but
Yeah.
I've noticed it more with sacral manifesting generators that they often do not shut up.
My
I will not get a word in. I won't.
Yeah. Olivia, my oldest, is a sacral manifesting generator. And I said to her yesterday, I was like, man, they just doesn't turn off, does it? And she's like, what?
But
I'm
the
like, you have
sacral and throat.
literally been talking to me since you walked off the bus. And it was like 5 o'clock. I'm like, can you just go in the other room and like do something in the other room and give me like a moment to process everything that you've said? It's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny to watch, but
Yeah. Like my mom, she's also a manifesting generator. She's emotional though, and she also has the 1333.
mm.
And with
So she has stuff to
so
say.
I think with the listener part, she's
Yeah.
really good at listening. She does really and she also is the observer too. She's artificial shores.
Okay.
So she does. I think it depends. There's a lot of nuance to it, for sure. I can't
Yeah.
say it's definitely this or that, but there's what I look at as patterns. So I'll
Mhm.
say, okay, I'll notice because I've done probably, I'm like, how many fucking readings have I done at this point?
A lot.
Probably in the thousands at this
Yeah.
point. I've been in my experiment, guys, for about 6 years. This month will be 6 years, actually. It was actually right around St. Patrick's Day
Hmm.
was when I entered my experiment. So 6 years ago. It's just hard. It's really hard to believe. So yeah, I've seen a lot. I've read for a lot at this point. So it's like I'm looking for patterns with my channel of surrender and my open head and just like really and also I am the observer too. I'm dry kitchens. So I'm really good at I love watching people. It's my favorite pastime. Like if you
Mhm.
just what the way I like to do it, if I could have it all, would be to just pop me, put me in the center, center back. I don't want to be directly in the middle because I don't want people being able to watch me. Okay. I want to be out of focus of everybody else. So kind of like in the back or a little off to the side, but like where I can still see everything because I'm dry kitchens and just like let me watch. I want to hear people's conversations. I want to look at people's outfits. I want to look at people's facial expressions. And if I did that every day, I would be happy.
Yeah.
I would
My
be
my I'm picturing like in the movies where they have like the person that's sitting and just watching like the world like move
Yeah, I would
around
love
in
to
front
that.
of them. Like
If I could just have front seat to the world and the world could just rotate around me, you
yeah.
know, that could happen, then I would be happy.
Yeah. And then you can just like observe everyone's whatever they're doing. Like, oh, the person
Is that
goes
too
over
much to ask for? Huh? Can I just, there's not a way for me to sit somehow in the center of the earth or just like off to the side and then just it rotates around me. Is that possible? Not too much
maybe
to
it
ask.
does. Let's go weird for a second. Have you
Maybe it
heard
is.
the water actually moves and it's not the moon that's moving the tide? So what if like the if you were the center and the earth is actually moving around you, like you're the axis and not like the north and the south pole? I lost a
I've
lot.
thought about like, what if I have thought about similar stuff to this of like, what if everybody is an actor and I'm the main character? I mean, we are the main character of our lives, but what if I am everything? Like, I'm not, I know this sounds very like, maybe like egocentric or egotistical, but just like, I just had the thought, I'm like, what, like, kind of like how we've talked about, with, the movie with, what's his face that we were talking about, The Truman Show,
Oh, the Truman Show, yeah.
like that. I've just like I've thought, well, not
Right?
that I'm trying to be like egocentric, just like what if, but like what if you are the person? Like what if everybody like you don't know what's actually fully happening, but everybody else kind of is
Mm-hmm.
just like the actor and you're the reason. I don't know.
I
It's
know.
just stuff I've thought of.
Crazy things.
I don't know.
It's possible. It's not like it's not possible.
I mean, I did
We don't know why we're
make
here.
the weather stop this year for winter. I said to the universe, it's too fucking cold. I don't I don't want to do this year. I do not It started getting really cold in October. I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, listen to me. This is too cold. You need to warm up. You could do one snow. One snow. I allow one snow for this winter. And it was pretty warm, actually, for the most part. And we had one extremely light snow, like the lightest dusting, which I honestly didn't mind because I'm like, I don't have the energy this year. I don't have it. I really am suited for warmer climates. Just not Florida because I can't do humidity.
Yeah.
It has to be like dry, like Arizona would be my ideal place, but Dave told me he'll never go. I'll never move there. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll convince that fucking second line to get the fuck out of here. But I did want to experience seasons because I had never done that before.
Mhm.
And so I been really fun to be able to be in seasons with having the 515 channel. Speaking of the 515 channel, we are entering into the vessel of love energy this week, and we'll get into that in a moment. Before we do, I found the other day, so yesterday I made a post about magic, and then I started talking about fairies. And so did you know? I don't know if we've talked about this before, that the 515 channel is actually connected to the fairy world.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
hmm I've seen stuff about this before, and it's connected to seasons, the 515 channel. And so a few years back, I was in New York, upstate New York, for a wedding, and I picked up these cards and I found them yesterday when I
Pretty.
was talking about that. They're just like little oracle cards. It says fairy dust, treasure box of fairy magic and wisdom. And so I've always been really connected to the fairy world, which is no coincidence with having the 515 channel and just like being like, as I've said, 2 feet tall. Um, People tell me more so recently here, which I find to be extremely interesting, that they've been telling me that I give off fairy vibes and that like they think I'm connected to the fairy world. They don't know anything else about me. They don't know that they obviously, most people don't know about the 515 and fairy world and all that stuff. Somebody made a really great post about that once a long time ago. I don't even remember when it was. It was years ago. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is why. That is why." And that is why I believe in magic, is the 515 channel. And so I had gotten these cards. I'd like to pull a card at the end with these because they're very just like cute. I pulled one yesterday and it was just very cute. But there was something else that I was going to say about this, and then I just lost it. I keep losing words today, and the day hasn't even started. Um, Now I forgot where I was going with that. It was somewhere, felt important, but it's gone now. They don't want me to talk about this anymore. I oh, two things real quick and then we'll dive in. I swear. This is it. This is the last thing I want to say. So when we moved to this house, there was this little tiny, it literally looked like a fairy house. And I swear to God it was. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't swear to God. Take that back. I feel deeply that it was. Okay. Um, it was a little tiny house and it was like had this little tiny horn at the top that kind of looked like a little unicorn horn. And it was
Oh,
very tiny, very tiny. And it was just like in the middle of the grass. Like it served no purpose. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think that's a fairy house. And then Otis kept playing with it and kept turning it upside down. I'm like, no, the freaking fairies live here. Like I swear there's a portal. And I swear there's a portal in I'm sorry, I keep swearing, but I really believe that there's a portal in North Carolina around where I live. And so one day the fairy house was gone.
hmm.
Just gone. I have not found it. I don't know where it is. It's just gone now. Just like literally disappeared. I keep trying to find it. I was like, maybe Otis threw it in a bush. I cannot find it. It's gone. They took it
Weird.
back. I think because Otis kept playing with it. I
Yeah, they're like
I believe in
mom's
crazy
touching this.
stuff. Okay. I do like things. I mean, I got hit by a car on my bike and I saw time stop. Go listen to that episode back from the last episode, whatever this episode is, the one before that, where I speak with Maureen about magic.
Hmm.
You'll want to hear that episode, okay? Because I start diving into this stuff a little bit. We talk about it a little bit, and so I do believe they took their house back. Um, it's gone. Like it is gone. It was on our property. Otis kept playing with it and turning it upside down, and I kept saying, "Don't do that. The fairies live there." And obviously, he doesn't care because he's 3. And
Yeah.
now it's gone, and I don't know where it is. The fairies left, and then another time when I went on my little trip, okay, my little trip, if you guys know what I'm talking about, back in October, I went on a little trip. There was a portal fairy world there too, and they showed me where it was. They were singing and chanting to me, and it was just a very beautiful thing. And I know I sound crazy right now, and I don't care. I just don't care
You should build
because,
them another fairy house. My kids build fairy houses all over our property.
yeah, maybe we need to, but it was like stone.
Hmm.
It was like a
Well,
stone little
yeah.
house.
You just gather stuff
I
from all
have a
over the place.
picture somewhere. I'll have to post it. Maybe I'll post it in my stories this week that this is happening. Maybe I'll post it on Monday during the spring equinox so you
Hmm.
can see it. I'll have to go see if I can find an image of it. If I believe I still have it. So annoyed. I was like, they're here. And like there was one of the reasons why I wanted this house because I saw the little fairy house. That made no sense. It was just there in the middle. I don't
Hmm.
know. I'm pretty sure they put that there. So, so yeah, that's my. This got really weird. This like not that it never it always does, but it went to a different level this week. So
I,
hopefully,
I
I
think
didn't
my
lose everybody.
my Genius Freak channel turned on and I transferred my weirdness to you as well.
Always does. It gets extra weird when you're around. It does.
Welcome to my life.
Seriously, I
Then you
do
add
have.
an open head and you never know where it's going to go.
Oh,
I
you don't.
just
No, you
I
really don't.
turn open the valve and then it just starts spraying out all over the place and we're just like, here we are.
It's true. So, anyways, this is a huge, huge, huge week. Like the if I believe this is probably the biggest week of the year. There's just so much happening. Oh, I forgot to there's one thing that I did forget to mention. on Saturday. Just remind me to mention on Saturday,
Okay.
and then I'll share what that is because I realized I forgot to put that in because
Mm-hmm.
there's just so much. So let's just go ahead and dive in. I will also I'll say it again. Have a pen and paper out. Have a pen and paper out. You're gonna want to know what's happening, and there's some stuff that's going to be trickling over into the next month. So definitely join us in the cosmic community on April 1st because you're gonna want to know. Okay. Hi, friends. Okay, I know you've already heard me come on here once before, but I have a very important message for you. Are you an entrepreneur, a fellow weirdo, looking to reach an audience on an offer, a program, a reading, a product that you're looking to sell? We have the channel of the entrepreneur, and we're looking to create very specific commercials for other entrepreneurs such as ourselves. If you're looking to get your voice out there, we have over 15,000 plays on this podcast, plus a YouTube channel, and we can create a very specific commercial for you to reach our audience and your message. Go down below in our description and fill out the form because there's an introductory offer waiting for you. See you over on the rest of this episode. So here we go. So we kick off Monday, March 20th with the Spring Equinox. And we'll get there in a moment on what that's going to be about. But let's first discuss the program of the week. What's going on at the beginning of this week, okay? So this new program that we have at the beginning of this week is bringing us into a heart-centered space. And our focus is on universal love and acceptance and innocence, okay? And the deeper understanding that we are all connected. And the other end of this frequency is also being expanded. It's activated. So we get the full frequency here, not just what's happening in the sun. It's actually connecting and expanding by bold, beautiful, and lucky Jupiter. This is a really big week. So this is bringing us to a deeper understanding and initiating us into this new season and new reason of you. Okay, so that's the focus of this week. And then what are we being grounded in? Our bodies. We are being grounded in to help us hold the pose with our vehicles and carrying us into the material world is the love of the body. Okay. This energy provides us the depth to understand that we are vessels and temples, even that hold the human spirit. So there's going to be a lot of love energy coming in. And there's a little bit of an emotional influence also happening briefly on this day as well, that I believe is asking us, are we open to receiving at this moment, or is it not the right time yet to take action? This influence might be pushing you to take action, and it will be you to decide if you are open to it or not. But I believe we're all we're at the point of, yeah, I'm ready. Like we're kind of I think this is like an introduction of, okay, it's time to like crack open your vehicles. It's time to receive love. And if you did not know, we travel in quarters, okay? And it's the vessel of love incarnation cross that happens during the equinoxes. So let's dive in to what's happening during the spring equinox. So this will be activating us during the spring equinox on Monday. So because of the like I said, because of the quarters, if you look at the wheel, actually, the mandala, you'll notice that the quarters actually enter into during the equinoxes the vessel of love energy. And the vessel of love also fell on the winter equinox, if you didn't know. So it's like every time we enter a new season, because again of gate 15, and I believe love is a direction, right? So every new equinox that we enter into a new season, it's vessel of love. It's the right angle cross of the vessel of love that holds the equinox energy, if you did not know. So the last one was also vessel of love for winter. And it's a really beautiful thing because it's an invitation for these equinoxes back to a heart-centered place that is opening you up to a new season. So this is beautiful, a beautiful time to get into nature on this day, okay? Create space in your day if you can, and 100% with the love of the body being in the earth gate to do something nourishing and nurturing for your body, okay? Now, I myself have been contemplating. I want the cosmic community to listen up here. I'm talking to you guys, okay? I've been contemplating for a little while now. I haven't decided yet. It also depends on time because I've been so freaking busy. Um, but I've been contemplating providing a new grid and a spell for the cosmic community for the spring equinox. So we'll see about that. I've been contemplating, and I almost put it in the guidebook for this month for the spring equinox, and then I just didn't have the time. But I feel like I really want to do it. So I think my heart might push me to create this for you guys because I think it's important. So anytime that I think it's important, then I usually push myself to do it a little bit. So for the cosmic community, you might have a spell and a new grid coming so that you can activate it during the spring equinox. So just double check our private Facebook group to see if I dropped it in. I'll definitely tag all of you if I do. So we'll see about that. I'll definitely be sharing in the community on this day a little more. So definitely check in on Monday. So look out for me sharing a little more in the group. But if you are not in the cosmic community, then I invite you to maybe consider doing a ritual on this day. It could even be as simple as pulling a tarot card or tarot spread or an oracle card to tap into the energy of this day. This will fall just before the new moon. So maybe consider doing a seasonal grid. I like to make seasonal grids a lot of times and call in what I want for the season. Allow your intuition to be your guide on this day. And I am a vessel of love myself. And the energy of this week is going to be really beautiful. Okay. Every time vessel of love energy comes in, I watch people kind of like settle more into the energy and allow. So a lot of ways, just allow yourself to be love. That's going to be happening on Monday and the beginning of this week. So that's what's happening on Monday. Just a little bit. Now Tuesday, we get new moon Aries, okay? And if you didn't know, there's two new moon Aries, kind of rare, which is going to be a double this season. There's going to be two new moon Aries. That's crazy, right? So it's going to be a double opportunity to kick off this astrological new year right. It's like, okay, I would suggest really being intentional for the first new moon Aries, but maybe more information might come through for the second one. Okay. So if you're like, man, I didn't, I feel like there's more that I need to ask for this season. Okay. Then do it during the second new moon Aries. Okay. You have two opportunities. So this is really going to be a time where we all come alive. Aries is a cardinal fire sign and the first sign of the zodiac. So we're entering the astrological new year. Okay. So Aries people tend to be go getters and trailblazers. So that's the energy you are going to be tapping into on this day. The energy playing out in both astrology and human design is initiating you and all of us into a new cycle. New moons are all about beginnings of cycles and intention setting. So this is the time you want to plant your seeds and maybe even some real seeds since we're entering into spring. And you'll also be setting your intentions during this time and where you want to go for the next 6 months. And when you reach full moon Aries, that is when you complete the intentions that you set for the new moon. That's how cycles happen. So that's a huge way that I make things happen in my life is through the moon cycles. And remember, we are about to head into eclipse season, friends. Okay. And you will 100% want to know what's in store for April. We already have members of our cosmic community like chomping at the bit here to get the next program plus. So doors will open back up, as we said, on April 1st for the cosmic community. So mark your calendars and check your email. And definitely check our website when doors open on April 1st. So now if you joined us for January in the cosmic community, then we gifted you our yearly forecast for the cosmic community. So go listen. If you were in our group in January, go listen to the yearly forecast where we talk about the eclipses to prepare you for the depth we will go into in the program plus. So big shifts are about to take place. So get ready. Okay. Like eclipses are when we have the opportunity to quantum leap. This is also tends to be a little bit of chaos and upheaval often happen during eclipse season. So it's important to regulate your nervous system during that time. So we'll get into more of that stuff in the cosmic community. So the seeds you will want to plant for new moon Aries will be about how much do I want to grow for this next season? And how can I connect back to my wholeness, my oneness, and love? Aries is all about the me. So who do you want to be for the next 6 months? Those are the types of seeds you should consider planting. And we will for sure discuss more in our new moon circles during this time. On Tuesday, we'll have our new moon circle in the cosmic community. So definitely join us if you're in the cosmic community, because we'll go a little bit deeper. And I go deep when we do those. So I very much look forward to also the card pulls for everyone during this time, because I think it's going to really set the tone of where everyone's kind of going for this new season. Okay. So then for the most important day, this is I talked about this in the cosmic community, even back in January when I saw what was coming for the year when I was creating the forecast. I know I mentioned it on here. But this is the most important day. Okay? Like I need you guys to listen up, okay? So for the most important day of the year, because we are about to get the trailer, like if this were a movie, okay? Like imagine like the now coming in the next, season. This is what's coming. And so the trailer for this movie is going to be about the future after 2027. It's kind of a big deal. Just a little big deal. I don't know if people, I know that we talked about this, Leah, that you saw somewhere on social media that someone said that if your astrologist is not talking about how big this week is going to be, that you should fire them 150%. I don't even know, like, because, like, if people, I want people that do astrology and human design to see this because it is huge. This is such, we are about to enter a 3-month portal. Okay. So this is a bigger transit than I honestly think anyone even knows about. Honestly, I don't know. I know obviously there are people that do, but like, I just, I see things. Okay. So, and I even said before Lee even said this, I said, well, I guess the astrologers know, but we are about to dip our toes for the next 3 months into Pluto and Aquarius. This is the day that it kicks off. Okay. On Thursday, right? Yes. I just had to make, I'm like, it's Thursday, right? Um, so Pluto, Pluto and Aquarius is going to be happening on Thursday. Aquarius is all about innovation in our future and futuristic thinking, out of the box thinking, and being Pluto. Pluto is the depth, okay? The underworld, our truth, to name just a few, and it sheds a light on the darkness. And we're about to enter into a brand new truth, okay? If you get anything out of what I'm saying right now, it's that we are entering into a brand new truth that has never been done before. So you think of all this recent AI shit, okay, that's been going on. It's been going on for like really this last year, but it's because time does not exist. And so we have been in the portal of what is coming, okay? But it's about to get kicked up a whole lot, okay? So where was I? Hold on. I lost my place because I keep going on tangents because I'm just so excited. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah. So there's going to be an influence of this upcoming transit with AI. Okay. Um,
And boy, is it about to get kicked up a bunch of notches because all the AI, robotics, maybe even a new planet discovery. I don't know. I've got thoughts. It might not that might not come in until we fully enter into Pluto and Aquarius, but because we're just dipping our toes and then we're going to retrograde back. So that's how it works. That's why it's not like this is just that's why I keep calling it the trailer because we're only going to get this glimpse for 3 months. Okay. So, but I do believe that during this transit, whether it be now or later, that there will be some sort of planetary discovery or some asteroid or something's getting discovered in the cosmos. That's all I know. Um, so definitely think about how like all of these kind of things that I'm talking about. I know it kind of sounds crazy, but there's definitely going to be we're going to hear more about outer space for sure. And I think this is also when potentially, I don't know, but I mean, it's already been kind of happening. Potentially, the government will reveal more about aliens. Okay. It's not a coincidence that we've been recently hearing about these weird spaceships that they've been seeing. I even read somewhere that one of, I think one of the uh, Air Force planes, or I'm not really like, I am not tapped into the government or anything with military or any of that stuff. I just want you guys to know I don't have the right languaging with this, but I think it was like some sort of Air Force plane that saw one of these spaceships and they said that they did things that were humanly impossible for the shapes that they like changed shape the entire ship that they saw spaceship that they to completely changed shape and was doing all these weird things that we do not have that technology for. that's that's pretty fucking creepy. Okay. And I think we're going to start hearing more about that types of stuff and also just more alienistic type stuff is going to start getting revealed. And so, yeah, that's it's I I could talk about this for hours. I could go to places that I'm not sure people will be able to hold what I'm saying. And I also want to note, I always have to note this. I have to note it because I do not want people thinking that I'm like this. I'm a defined G, and I got to tell you who I am. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I need to note that I am not a conspiracy theorist. I always have to point that out. I'm just hella tapped in. That's all. I'm just very tapped in. This this is all I can say is I'm very much a realist, but I also see the underworkings. I always say I have one foot in the material world and one foot in the underworld and what's not of this world. That's just I know it makes no sense. I just want you to know I'm not that person. So don't put me in that category. I'm my own person. So, anyways, just some minor stuff happening, not a lot, just a little things. But we'll dive deeper about that in the cosmic community. So we also um enter into a new program. Okay, on I believe it's Saturday. We're going to enter into a new program on the focus of the mind and hold on and opinions and formulating new opinions that will probably be coming in after Pluto enters into Aquarius. And then we're being grounded in our corrections. So, what needs to be corrected in your life right now? If you see any corrections outside of you, can you do it in a loving way? And maybe wait to be invited or just share it outright on your social media. Okay. This will be a week to watch your feed 150%. I am going to be scrolling. I will not be trolling. Do not troll people. Please don't do that. Um, only share spread love. I feel like as a vessel of love, especially with this week, I really want to say that, you know, if you don't have something nice to say, go cry it out. Okay? Because it's never about the other person. You don't even know who the fuck that person is on the other side. Have you known them from birth? No. So you have no idea the things that they've gone through. So let's be a little bit more gentle with people on social media, okay? I wanted to call out his hype, but I'm not going to do it. Uh, anyways, so we also have Mars entering into Cancer on Saturday. Okay. which I think is kind of beautiful with the spring equinox, vessel of love energy. Because if you think about Cancer, Cancer is also a cardinal sign, cardinal water sign. Okay. There's a lot of cardinal initiating energy coming in this week if we can all like kind of like look at the patterns, right? So there's a lot of cardinal energy. So and Mars is the planet of action, right? So how can we take loving, nurturing action while we have this transit? Okay. How can we find and nurture the depths of where we can possibly go and grow? All right. And we'll talk a little bit more about that um, in the cosmic community so that we can kind of go into the depths of that. But how can you take loving action, nurturing, nourishing? How can you care for people in a new way? Okay. Cancer is all about family and the home, your internal home, the home of your physical world. How can you take more loving action in that way? Okay. And so then on Sunday, we will get a brief emotional surge connecting to our experiences and maybe even a reflection of our past recent experiences. Okay. Maybe even a good time to express them. All right. So there's just only a little bit happening this week. I could talk forever, but I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna let Leah pull some cards so we can see what's the underworkings of this week.
Yeah, and they all definitely go with what's happening. So for the tarot card, I pulled the Three of Wands, which connects to Aries and travel. And there's a lot of expansiveness. And you can see on the bottom for the YouTube people, that's like a ocean with a bunch of ships. And that person is kind of waiting on the shore for their ship to arrive. So they've sent those other ships out to do their job, to do their work, whatever it is that they're doing. So you can consider that in your life, whatever that might represent, your ideas, people you work with, love, something like that. And you're waiting for yours to come so you can kind of get on and spread your message or spread love or start doing the work that you're here to do. And there's a lot of opportunity. There's also the two wands that are sticking into the ground. It's like you've entered now this like portal. And that's what you said too. Like we're in this new expansive world. There's so much more coming. Like there could be so much more coming, and you've now stepped into like this new space and this new world of opportunity for you. And that could be with love, it could be with finances, it could be with work. It could be, and you just keep yourself open to any sort of opportunity in your life. It could be travel. You might be actually traveling. So maybe there's a trip coming up for you. Or it could be about like teamwork and I don't know, maybe you're picking up a new sport or you're loving a new sport or, there's some sort of collaborative effort that's going on right now. So you are finding the people on your fractal that are here to help you, or you're coming into a space where you can work together to help make the world a better place. I think there's a lot of creative energy. Also use your communication with this too, because teamwork, you need to communicate in order to make things move along, to be successful. So yeah, there's basically everything you said, and that's just like confirmation as always. So then the next card I pulled is abundance. And I feel like this is just also very appropriate anyway. It says, here's the affirmation for anyone who wants to write it down. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And you said this on the podcast, the one previous to this. It's anybody can manifest anything they want. It doesn't matter who you are. No one's more manifesty than another person. Everyone has the same abilities to manifest in their own world what they want to manifest. And let me read from the book here. I guess, okay, so let me preface. When I say these, you take whatever it is that you believe in, universe, God, whatever the things that you want to believe in.
Insert word here.
insert your own word here. I'm reading directly from the book. So this is, these are the words from James Van Pra. Okay. Always remember that you are God, or insert whatever you believe. And God is not all about creation. God says yes. The ego says no. In order to have abundance in all areas of your life, you must create the space of receiving and know that you are deserving of anything your heart desires. The more you can release limited thinking and worry, the more open you are to receiving the infinite flow of the universe. Allow yourself to have fun when manifesting what you want in life and enjoy the process. By embracing a positive mindset, you are opening the door to unexpected abundance. It is natural to have abundance in your life, and you must realize that any thoughts of limitedness may have come from either a past life or a life condition that you have chosen to overcome. They could also originate from programming that you received from the environment you grew up in and the value systems you were taught when you were young. 100%. Now is the time to begin to live with the realization that you are worthy of having abundance in every aspect of your life. And when you are in the vibration of receiving, you can manifest whatever you desire in this physical reality. I got chills just even reading that. So
it is true. And I believe that's the sole purpose of us coming here is to be able to materialize our deepest desires and to go through the experience of what it means to create that, the process. We're so conditioned to just get to the end of the finish line. But what about the entire process in between? That is the actual purpose. And that's the illusion of the Maya and the Matrix, whatever word you want to use, because we have been conditioned to just go after the conditioning of what society has told us we should be doing. But what about what your deepest desires are and how can you fulfill them? It's about being in alignment, integrity, and a belief. All it is a belief, but it's a belief that needs to be reprogrammed from the synapses that need to be restructured in your brain. I hope I didn't lose anybody with that, but it goes really deep. And that's why I did EMDR therapy. I'm still reprogramming my brain right now. That's why I had a few breakdowns on here and outside of here. And it's important to just allow yourself to believe. Again, that's why I wanted to do this magic workshop, because we've forgotten about the magic from inside of us. We are magic. We are magic. I know it's so hard for us, so many of us, to just conceptualize that we have the potential to live out our deepest desires. And I believe that's also why 70% of the population are generator types, because it is through their desires that the rest of the other types can then expand upon that and show us the way in which the direction that it needs to go. The generators get the baton thrown from the manifestor that created that desire that was actually developed, downloaded through source, that goes into the manifestor. I'm going into really deep places. I understand on another level how all of this is working that I don't know if anybody else honestly does, because whenever I talk about it, people are like, whoa.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense, because people are just talking. It's just a bunch of talk. But how is this actually working? We are all just pieces of the light, my friends. I also worked at the Kabbalah Center for 3.5 years and went all the way from Kabbalah 1 to Kabbalah 3. So I learned a lot of shit. Okay. Now listen, we are all just pieces of the light. There was one source energy that decided to expand and break off to go through the human existence of experience. Okay. That was the sole purpose of why we had the Big Bang, was because there was two little crystals, one that was receiving and one that was giving. Okay. And so the receiving one wanted to stop receiving and wanted to start giving as well. And so there was a friction that was caused between these two crystals. Ra actually speaks about very similarly to the way Kabbalah speaks about this. So I found that very fascinating. So anytime I see things happening in the same way, but just a little bit different verbiage, that there's truth. That's what it says to me. There's truth to that. So these two crystals caused friction between each other because one wanted to also give. And that's the sole purpose of human experience, is to give, to receive. We don't know this, but that's the truth. And so they caused friction and then they exploded into trillions of pieces, which we are that. We are just pieces of this one source energy that some refer to as the light, some refer to as source, some refer to as the universe, some refer to as God. It's all the same thing. It's just like, what frequency do you resonate with most? And then just use that word, because words are frequency. Okay. I know I probably lost a lot of people right now, and and that's okay. This is really hard concepts to digest. It took me a while myself. Okay. Again, I've been in my experiment for 6 years, and then I also worked at the Kabbalah Center right before that for 3.5 years. It's no coincidence that I sit here today talking to you guys because I was supposed to. I'm here to spread this information. So if you're listening to this right now and you found, oh, wow, this was a fucking passionate, captivating episode, please share it. Please share this with anybody that you feel like could resonate or need this information themselves, because we are trying to reach more people, and it's going to be through you guys, because I'm an open throat generator and Leah's a projector. It's going to be your help that gets us to expand this information out to other people. So if you are listening to this right now, please share this with someone that you think needs to hear this. Okay. And I forget, there was something else I wanted to say, but I'm just going to stop talking because I've been saying
You
so
wanted
much.
to do a fairy card.
Oh, yes, I did. Thank you for, okay, you did remind me of that. See, this is why I have projectors around, because I'll forget things and I just need that little reminder. Okay, we're going to pull a little fairy card. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be fun. And I
Are
feel
they
like
actually tiny too?
they are very tiny.
Oh, I love that.
So they work for my hands because I have very small hands. Because, like I said, I'm 2 feet tall. I'm really
Oh
not.
my gosh.
I'm.
I have a deck of Druid spirit animals, this oracle deck.
Yeah.
Look how big, that's my whole face.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
how big they are.
those are big.
They're crazy. I can't shuffle them.
Okay, so let's see, what fairy card do we have for you guys today? Ooh, I'll show it to my YouTube friends. It says arrows, like a bow and arrow. Okay. Direction is yours to choose today. Your inner light will guide the way. Very just short and simple and sweet. But I think that's something that, I mean, we're in cardinal energy. We're all heading in this new innovative direction, right? With all the energy that's happening this week. So where do you want to shoot your arrow? If you had the capability to provide the direction to your vehicle, where would you want it to go? And that's it. That's what we got. That's what we got for the week. And we hope that you caught all of this. Now, you might want to watch this or listen to this, depending if you're on YouTube or the podcast, like 5 times.
Yeah. Like every day throughout the week.
Yeah. You're going to hear something new every single time you listen to this. And if you're like, wow, that was beautiful, join us in the cosmic community. Okay. Doors open April 1st. We have not had a member that has not been in love what we've been providing for them. And like I said, I continually give. I'm a giver, and I'm about to give probably a spell and a new grid. I just need to sit with all of how I want to produce that, I guess. And hopefully I'll be able to do it. I really want to. Like, I really, really want to. It's just a lot of times it boils down to timing for me.
Yeah.
And it's not, oh, sorry if you just heard my high sound scream. My high sound generator in the background. He's outside here. So hopefully you didn't hear that. But if you did, apologies. Anywho, we hope you have a great week. Allow yourself some space this week so that you can really feel into the energies that you're going to be receiving, because we're going to be being activated in a new way. That's all I have to say. Big. So strap in, and we'll see you over on the next one.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Krystle and I are really here as defined hearts to provide value to you with our unique insights. If you have found any of this episode valuable to you, we ask that you share with a friend, tag us with a highlight on Instagram, and write us a review so we can reach more people. Human design and astrology are tools to guide us toward our transformation. You are a unique and beautiful being, and we encourage you to let that light inside of you shine bright. See you in the next episode, friends.